Hi, this is Mark. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to optimize success in terms of career. I know success is very multidimensional. There's many different areas. Success is not just attainment of or pursuit of, career status or whatnot. It could be pursuit of knowledge, it could be pursuit of, any domain of interest, and you just put your energy and you invest your energy and you go in that direction. And you try to progress and move upward. Success is like you're at least moving in upward direction, or you're becoming a better version of your previous, you're always just, in terms of progression. But the thing is what I've learned in terms of like career success is things are changing, just because of technological boom and the quality, the resolution, of all these, you could think of like even on YouTube, the videos and, just the quality of the products are increasing. Of course, what's in comprising this whole thing, like when people post, success stories and whatnot, these are pretty, extreme. Like the extremes obviously still exist; they're always going to exist. And then we have the frequency that they recur is changing. It's recurring at much faster frequency. So it seems like the extremes are being pulled towards the center, towards the average. It gives us that kind of, because it's this recurring, all the pathways of the videos, the ones that attain a lot of, or they just get, projected, or that, like they start shooting upward, or have, a lot of positive influence. They're essentially, there's more to it than just and going on in the background. Of course, I tend to think like if you have to find to optimize success, you have to find individuals with strengths, because obviously strengths is going to be centered in a certain region. Like for instance, with myself, I like mathematics. That's one area that I enjoy and I'm interested in. Of course, it's aligning with my interests. But other areas, there's always going to be weaknesses. And if you can find and distribute these, try to distribute it evenly, or such that like you get individuals who have strengths, and you put them in a certain niche where they can have optimal success, or they have the optimal efficiency, for instance. And this is kind of how the Patriots, I know a lot of people hate them or dislike them, just for many reasons. I'm not going to go over that, but Bill Belichick, of course, he tried to distribute the players in such a way that he thought fit or matched into the think of like a puzzle. He tried to fit the pieces in the puzzle and try to get the whole optimized picture. so so yeah, it's and ultimately that led to the multiple wins. So he and that's the same with businesses, and success. And the thing is the quality of these products are increasing because we're, of course, with the competition nowadays, and it's just population expansion, and everything's improving, technological. We have all this, the advance, and we're getting adjusted to this, adapting. So our reward feedback is in proportion with the progression. And of course, if we took that away, it would sap it. We'd have it would just be very difficult. If we eliminated immediately cell phones, especially depending on the frequency of utilization. We eliminate the resolution of things. And it just seems like more blurred. Like, because you go in if you go in the past, it's definitely not quality. If you take like video games, you're very interested in video games. All of a sudden, you're reverting back and you want to play the game where you can barely even, make. I mean, it just doesn't stimulate. It's not giving you the same form of stimulus as now the future. The future is a progression, and therefore, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to like building quality products, it takes a lot of time and energy if you focus singly doing it yourself. Time and time again, you got to continue doing it. If you do it yourself, that's why you tend to need like a group or individuals you have the support system. You have multiple areas where they can maximize or optimize the efficiency, and then the whole, the whole quality is expanded because we have to match what is happening in the actuality. We have to match what is happening, in this technological boom or state. So yeah, that's just my view, my take on it, and I'm not implying that you can't attain success on it using a singular path or just by yourself, or putting all your energy. Of course, it can happen, but it's quite hard, quite difficult, depending on the niche, depending on really the specialty, and of course, with persistence, it can work out if you just keep consistent energy. Obviously, always working to improve. Keeping the trajectory climbing uh, continuously is a way to do it. And of course, that comes with learning and learning like in depth. So of course, there's some sacrificial time and energy, and that sacrificial time and energy seems to be the hardest part in terms of success, because a lot of times it's like an S, almost like an S-shaped curve where you initially build up. You're gaining a knowledge. You're building up, and you're going through the failures, or you're making mistakes and the trials, the errors, all this, and it's a slow progression. This is usually the range before it starts spiking, when a lot of individuals may quit because there's resistance. It's not giving you that feedback because you want to shoot up and you may have the expectation to do so, but it's not happening at that rate. So therefore, it's kind of deterring you to choose maybe another avenue, or some other, or just so essentially the biggest thing is getting past that. Just keep going, even at the progression. So it's gonna eventually, there's gonna reach a point a lot of times when you start moving up. And of course, it's very beneficial. That's why I said they collect, like uh, a lot of the success has to do with social influence in some degree, because depending on the niche and the avenue, um, you can't get around that, in a lot of the areas. And of course, like unless you're like a programmer or accountant, you have to sit. There's certain positions that don't require much social influence, but of course, it definitely has a huge effect. And of course, in the hierarchy, in the chain, there people need to think of you as a reputable source, and therefore, you have to be good, or have good articulation, and of your ideas, not, of course, um, be able to make a good constructive argument, and so forth. So those are key characteristics, and of course, you can find that in many, if you find, if you seek it, and you're able to build up this just like you build a repository of knowledge. You're building, when you put individuals who have their own niche of repository, you put them in certain positions, it ex, exponentially increases the success, or the projections. So that's just how I view it, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.